Hello, EVOS aquatic farmers. My name is Henry, and today I'll be walking you through fall 2024 oyster sampling. First, we're going to start with the supplies that you'll need from your farm kit. You'll need these paint strainer bags. These are mesh bags. You'll need at least 6 of them. You'll need a good Sharpie. There's a bunch of these inside of your farm kit. You'll need an assortment of zip ties. Those are also in your farm kit. You'll need your Tyvek tags. These are the white tags in a clear Ziploc bag in your farm kit. You'll need one of these tally counters. And you'll need a couple of white tubs also found in your farm kit. Another thing that'll help that's in your farm kit is these snippers. These are great for cutting zip ties. All right, so once you've got all of your gear, you're on your boat, you're out on your farm, what you're gonna do is go ahead and pull up the Oyster Grow cage with the yellow tag on it. That's the yellow big cow tag. So we're gonna pull up the cage, and then we're gonna grab one of the bags outside of the cage. That bag has a small sheep tag that's also yellow. These are going to be your adult oysters that are on your farm. So we initially stocked these bags with 20 oysters, so there should be around 20 oysters in them. We're going to go ahead and open up the bag. We're going to grab one of the white tubs, and we're going to dump all the contents into the white tub. Make sure that they're all out of there, check the bag, and then we're just going to stash the bag to the side for a second, and then work with our oysters. So we're going to imagine that these are your sub-adult oysters. What you're going to do, and the reason for the second tub, is you're going to go through and count by hand every single one of these oysters. So we'll put our tally to 0. And we're going to count every single live oyster in here. And so one thing I didn't do is I didn't count this dead shell. So right now we have 19 oysters in there and this one dead shell, which would make 20. So we're not going to count this dead shell. We're going to go ahead and toss that out. If you find any mussels or any other organisms in there, go ahead and throw those out as well. We're just going to focus on the live oysters for that count. So we have 19 on our tally. We're going to go ahead and grab our Sharpie and a Tyvek tag. And on one side of it, we're going to write 19. And then we're going to grab one of our sampling bags. And from this tub of 19 oysters, we're going to grab 7 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you can, try to be random about it. You just don't look at the oysters and grab the first one you touch and grab a random 7 oysters. We're going to get our tag. And what you're going to write on the other side of the tag, the opposite side of your survival count, is your farm name, then the date. Then you're going to write your Oyster Grow bag number and color. So that'll be the number that's on your sheep tag, and then also the color of it. So this will be yellow, I will say 200. So once you have all the information, your survival, farm name, date, color, and number of tag, you're going to grab a zip tie, your Tyvek tag, and the oysters. And you're going to tie them off. Make sure it's nice and tight. And so that's your sample right there from this bag. So we're going to set those to the side for a little bit. All of the oysters that are in this tub are going to go straight back into your Oyster Grow bag. So we'll go ahead and pop them in there gently. Make sure they're all in there. Close up our bag. We'll grab a couple zip ties. To help close up the bag. And so now this bag is all done. And so we're just gonna be working one bag at a time, so make sure you don't open more than one bag at a time. So we're going to go ahead and put that back to the side, and in that same yellow cage, you're gonna go ahead and go and work on the other 2 bags that are inside that yellow cage. And so you'll end up with 3 of these bags. Each of these bags will have 7 oysters. And once you're done, you'll put all those 3 bags to the side, and then move on to your orange cage. The orange cage with the orange cow tag on it. It'll be a pretty similar process for these oysters, but a little bit different. These are your seed oysters. So these are juveniles. We'll go ahead and open up our first bag. Make sure that we get everything out of there. All right, so once we have all of our oysters in here, we're gonna do the same thing as with the subadults. You're gonna go through, use your tally counter, put it back to 0, start over, and we're gonna click through and count every single one of these. So we initially stocked these at 500 oysters, so you'll have something, a number below 500 likely. Again, if you see any empty shells, mussels, other organisms that have transported in the cage, go ahead and toss those all out, and don't count any dead oysters in your count. You're just counting live oysters. So once you've done and you've gone through and you've counted every single one of those oysters, same deal here. You're gonna write that number. Let's pretend we're at 485. So write that number on a Tyvek tag. Then we're gonna grab another sampling bag. And this time we're gonna grab 20 oysters. So we need more tissue for these oysters, so we're gonna grab more of them. We're gonna grab a random 20. And on that Tyvek tag, we're gonna write our farm name. We're gonna write the current date. And we're gonna write the Oyster Grow bag number and color. So we'll say this is orange 301. Once you have all that, go grab another zip tie. Zip tie that bag shut. You can tie it off, whatever you got to do, but just make sure the tag stays with it, and then put that to the side. You'll go ahead and all the remaining oysters in your tub will go back into that Oyster Grow bag. Same deal with this one. We'll close it up. Make sure the ears are tucked in. And we'll throw a couple zip ties on there as well, and then place it back into the Oyster Grow cage. You'll go through that same process with those 3 orange bags, and you'll end up with 3 of these paint strainer bags with 20 oysters in each one from the 3 separate bags. So at the end of that, you're gonna have a total of 6 of these bags, 3 of subadults, 3 seed bags. And those are gonna be shipped with your kelp sori. A tip on shipping is to grab some paper towels, shop towels or household paper towels are great. Make them moist and then wring them out a little bit so they're not sopping wet. And then go ahead and wrap those oyster bags inside a towel. And then you'll place those bags inside your cooler with cooler packs. So you can go ahead and do that with all of your bags of oysters. Once you've done that for all 6 bags, or in your cooler with ice bags, you'll want to pretty quickly, within a day or 2, have them shipped to Juneau where we'll get data off of them. The data that we're collecting off of these oysters will include nutrient profile as well as morphometrics, including size, shape, and weight. And that's it. Once you have your 6 bags shipped off, you're good until next spring for oyster growth sampling. Thank you, EVOS Aquatic Farmers.